You're going in, some of your teammates right now don't know the future. They're going in, with no contract right now into this off season, which would be a very shortened off season. I'm guessing a little chaotic. How great does it feel for you? I mean, obviously you didn't know what was going to happen after when you signed the extension, but how great does it feel to just know your future right now?
Well, yeah, it helps. I feel very fortunate in the situation I'm in. I want the best for others, of course, and hopefully we can work through some stuff. But I feel very lucky and fortunate that we got that done, and there was a lot of good work on both sides, and that helped me a lot. So it is nice. It's always nice to know that you're going to be somewhere and kind of settled in. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Thank you.
You got it.
We'll go next to Mike Loftus. Go ahead, Mike.
Hi, Charlie.
Hey, Mike.
As much as that security, that certainty is there. Where's your head at now as far as the season ended and it just didn't end the way that you guys wanted.
Yeah, well, we wanted to make another deep run. That was our goal. I think we had the team to do it. I know we had the team to do it. And we wish we were still playing right now, of course. We ran into a good team. They played well. A great goalie. He played well, and then things didn't go our way. We had 2 overtime games. That's 1 goal right there. That's a whole different series, or it could be, but that's the way it played out. Sorry, my dog's barking right now. And that's how it went. It's unfortunate, but hey, no. And that's just how it goes. And we got to use now to just prepare for next year and come back hungry and make it a better one.
Love the guest appearance by Bodie.
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know. There's no one around. He's barking up a storm.
We'll go next to Steve Conroy. Go ahead, Steve.
Hey, Charlie.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Sounds like the dog hates Loftus, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. You heard Mike's name, heard his voice.
Bruce has said that you're always amenable to whoever he puts on your line, but through this year that you've had a ton of different line mates and bring different styles and all that. How much would you be looking forward to, or how much would you want to have kind of settled line mates and get in a groove like that, like you did in the playoffs last year?
That's of course ideal situation to be in, and you get to know each other more and know what to expect and know their tendencies and just kind of play hockey. You feed off each other, and you talk a lot and you figure each other out and you just play. Last year was a perfect example where it took us a little bit to do that. And, but then all of a sudden we had that continuity and I was with Johansson and Heinen and we started to play hockey and we played well. And, but it's always different. You never know, playoffs, guys come in, guys get hurt. There's different situations, trying to find the right combo, especially after a time off like that, where we had 4 months off or whatever the time was. It's tough, And so trying to find it quick like that in a short amount of time is a tough thing. But it's ideal to have that, but that's not always the case. So you got to adjust accordingly.
Thanks.
Just a reminder to media to get in queue. Please hit the raise hand button. If you no longer have a question, you can put your hand back down. We'll go next to Kevin Dupont.
Hey, Charlie.
Hey, how are you?
First of all, what kind of dog?
Golden Retriever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And hungry too, by the sound.
It sounds it. He's usually pretty tame, but not right now, of course, right?
I want to focus on getting inside against Tampa here. Bruce yesterday was saying, how difficult it was to get in under the defenseman. 5-on-5, you guys were outscored by, I think, 3-1. So just from your observation in terms of how hard was it to get in there for first chances, second chances, what was the reason behind that? And not your job, but what's the remedy here?
Yeah, I mean they've big time D. They're all good size. They're all tough in front of the net. They're in the corners, and that team jumps you pretty quick in the corners. They got two guys in there. Their center comes right in. There's not a lot of time and space, and then you have those big D who are pushing around, trying to fight for space in there and getting the shots through. Yeah, it makes for a challenge. It did. They played well. They're physical. They're all over you. They make it hard on you. And obviously that helped them. And that's one thing that we had to do better was to get in there and fight in their battle. But they did a good job of that. And yeah, credit to them. But we had to find a way to kind of do that and wear them down and finish our checks on them when you can. And in a long series that pays off, and they start to feel it more and more. But yeah, they had a good group, and McDonough goes down, and then they come back with two other guys, two big boys who come in and play fairly well, split the time, and that was huge for them.
We'll go next to Dan Roach.
Love the dog, Charlie. Just a quick question, kind of as you're only a few days separated away from being, in Toronto in the playoffs, but, picture yourself in like a year, 2 years, 3 years, or talking to your kids, grandkids about what it was like to experience the pandemic, but also as a professional hockey player in a bubble in Toronto. Looking back on it, what was that whole experience like for you?
Yeah, I think when we look back, it'll definitely be a story to tell, but it was different. We expected it to be different, of course. No fans. Hard to know what to really expect until you're actually in there experiencing it. I just kind of went in as kind of the worst type situation where we're going to be locked in our rooms unless we're going to the rink and back. So I didn't plan on leaving the room, but it wasn't like that. It was much better. They had stuff for us to do. We could venture outside, which was huge, and get some fresh air. And there were things for us to do, walk down to the stadium, the outdoor stadium there, and you can throw around the football or do whatever and just kind of get fresh air, go for a walk, stretch the legs. So it wasn't like you're in your hotel bed just kind of laying there all day. But, of course, that's still not the worst thing when you're in playoff hockey. You need some rest in between the short amount of time between games. But it felt like there was just hockey on. Telling people now, just you play hockey, go back, and then you turn on the TV in your room and just hockey on 24/7. It seemed like, so you're just kind of watching every game. It's hard to get away from it, but it was different. But I think they did a tremendous job of giving us things to do and making it a little more open than what we expected.
Just to follow that up, did you ever think you guys talked about no fans and what it would be like? What was it like with no fans? And I looked to when you guys get down 3-0 to Tampa, you score that one goal. If that game's at the Garden, the crowd maybe keeps carrying you guys. We've seen you guys time and time again come back from deficits. Maybe the crowd energizes you. Did you miss that part as far as the playoffs are concerned?
Yeah, I think we all did. I think all teams did. And the situations like that or whatever it is, yeah, you feed off the crowd and they can really energize you even more after a big goal, and to keep that, that energy going where they're still on their feet cheering until the next puck drop, and you're still feeding off of that. And that can play a big factor. It can play it for either team, so it's not like you can use that as an excuse, but we did miss it. I think every team missed it, and that's what makes hockey so special, especially playoff time, is having the fans there, having that atmosphere, and just that energy in the crowd. It's just awesome to play in and play for them. So I really hope we can get back to that next year, see what happens. So
we'll take one final question from Mike Loftus. Take us home, Mike.
Charlie, I got to tell you, I'm actually dog sitting today. And every time your dog barks, my guy here picks his head up. Like,
sorry about that.
No, that's fine. At least I know he's still breathing.
Yeah, there you go.
That would be bad. There's been a lot of talk in the last couple of days about, the core and not that many years left for it, and also, Bruce especially talked about like a second layer and guys that need to kind of bubble up and support that core. Where do you see yourself like in that scheme? Are you prepared, or are you looking at this as an opportunity to increase your role, whether as a leader, player, anything like that?
Yeah, I think you always want to increase your role and get better. And that's something that I want to do. I know plenty of other guys feel the same way. And that's what good teams do. And those guys have been here for however many years, have been that core, have won championship, been to championships, finals appearances and all that. They've done it all. They've done an unbelievable job. Time is running out, and we need new guys stepping up. I'm definitely in that mix, as well as a few others. And everyone needs to kind of have that mindset to not just rely on what we have with those other guys. And we all know what we're talking about. They're all great players and have had great careers so far. But it's got to be a full team effort, as people always say. And even the younger guys coming in, everyone's got to take on a bigger role, bigger responsibility. When you have that experience and you go through, it's your first season or whatever, seventh season, and in between, everyone's got to pick up their game. And that's what the off season's for, is to work on things, come back a better player, more confident player. You have the experience, but we need to help those guys. Time is running short right now, and there's only so much time you have to play on great teams and really utilize that. And this is our time now. We have to, if we want to make it happen, we have to do it. And it goes by quick. You hear people talk about it. You experience it too. I felt like I just started the other day, but it goes by quick, and you only have so many opportunities, so you have to take advantage of it. But we have to, myself, a few others, that middle group that Bruce always talks about, we got to step up and be a big part of that. But that's something that I know we want to take on and that we can take on. So just right now, using that off season to, get better physically and all that, but mentally too, and come back and be better leaders for the team and help those guys out.